So I'm here for the free ghost tour in Leicester Square with Strawberry Tours. Check them out. I'll leave the link down below, and myself and Nils are going to walk around and see where they take us.
Did you see that? What? On top of London Eye. What did you see? Oh my god. A cat? A mouse? A man? A ghost?
What is this spooky cottage? Does anybody know? Who lives there?
Oh my god. I think I saw a face there.
Oh my god!
Quick, run!
So welcome to St James's Park. Now this, we have 8 royal parks in London, which basically means the royal family own all of this land. And originally it used to be all closed off, like Henry VIII would have come out here and he'd have gone hunting. However, over time, they slowly started to open up these parks to the public. However, this one here, the 17th century, late 17th century, was the first ever park that the public were allowed in, technically kind of making this the oldest official royal park in London. The perfect setting for a ghost story, one of London's most famous ghost stories, the story of the Red Lady. Royal guards were put, and from time to time actually today you will see the guards walking around. So this is like a royal property. And in the late 17th century, when it was opened up, there were guards patrolling this area, and one of the royal guards, the Queen's royal guards, loved this park. He would come here on his days off with his wife. They would go rowing and swimming in the lake behind me. They would sit out where we are right now, read poetry to each other, drink wine and eat food. And they were a very happy couple. And this wife, the wife of the soldier, was a bit of a socialite. She travelled around, she would go to parties, and she was loved by all that she met. And one place that she started going again and again and again was a place called Manchester, towards the north of England. And this soldier started to get a bit curious. Why Manchester? What was so important that meant that she had to leave her husband so frequently and go to Manchester? And news travelled through Manchester, down to London, through the ranks of the military, and eventually into the ears of the husband, the soldier, that the reason she'd been going to Manchester is because she was committing adultery. Seeing another man behind the back of her husband. And as soon as he found out this news, instead of dealing with this calmly and talking to her, the seed of anger, the seed of jealousy, and the seed of revenge was born inside her. So he asked his wife to come here to St James's Park on an evening much like this, wait until it was calm, wait until most people had left. He promised her more poetry, more wine, more food, more reading and swimming in the lake. He waited until it was dark and cold. He laid out the picnic basket in front of her, asked her to open it, and where she expected to see food and wine, found a blade and rope. The soldier, true story, famously went on to murder his wife here in St James's Park, and as if that is not barbaric enough, it is the way that he did it that's always remained so famous. So the story goes, he dragged her by the hair to a tree very close to us right now. Using the rope, he bound her arms and gagged her, went on to stab her all over her face, her chest, slitting her throat, cutting open her stomach, soaking her beautiful white dress with the crimson rose red blood. And when she was dead, he had created the Red Lady. It is said, once a year, a cold evening here in St James's Park, a mist descends onto the lake behind me. Bubbles will rise to the surface and returns the Red Lady to seek her revenge. Over the years, there have in fact been sightings of a woman covered in blood here in St James's Park. 23 years ago, 2 men were hospitalised and sectioned in a mental asylum, claiming that they'd seen a woman covered in stab wounds with blood dripping off her dress here in St James's Park. 9 years ago, a man driving a white van down Birdcage Walk, the road behind you, swerved, crashed into a tree, hit his head, and was sent into a coma. When he awoke in hospital, he was surrounded by paramedics and police, and the police asked him, why did he crash? Had he been drinking? Had there been somebody else involved? And all this man could remember is seconds before he swerved and crashed, a lady stood in the road on the outside of St James's Park, hair smeared over her face, white dress soaked in blood.
We've come to the end of the ghost walk. It was brilliant fun. The guy, Johnny, was amazing. Go to www.strawberrytours.com. They do loads of free tours and this was perfect. So spooky, I loved it. Okay, bye guys!